Hi everybody, thank you for tuning in. In this video, I just want to share some revelation and some insight into diving deep into the meat of the word, if anyone is interested. So we're going back to the Nag Hammadi scriptures, the tripartite tractate. There's a really interesting section here that's pretty easy to understand. And this little section helps us decipher between what we read in our Bibles between the elect and the called, right? Jesus will swiftly save his elect, and in other scriptures he says many are called, few are chosen. So the tripartite tractate clearly defines the difference between the elect and the called. So what is that difference? Well, the elect are apparently those who have turned into maleness, who have become one with the Father and have gone into maleness. Maleness, of course, is the knowledge of the above. Femaleness is the knowledge of below. So the elect are those who would be the males that we read of in our scriptures, not having to do with gender. The called, on the other hand, are those who rejoice in that light that shines forth and are gravitated towards that light. So that's really cool. So the elect are those who were called into the bridal chamber, right? So that takes us to the bride of Christ. So what is the bride of Christ? Okay, so the bride of Christ represents our matriarch Rebecca, and later represents Mary of Magdala. But really, now mainstream Christian doctrine says the bride of Christ is the church, as we read of, we can see this, the bride of Christ, in the Song of Solomon. But there's actually a deeper revelation to that. There's a book called American Scriptures that I highly recommend to people if anyone's interested. And within this book, there's a text called the Holy Sacred Divine Roll. And this text is absolutely crucial for reading in the last days if you can receive it. And it gives an amazing revelation. It says that the bride of Christ is not necessarily the church that many people believe to be. It's really the daughter of Zion. It's really Rahab, the scarlet thread. And it's that marriage of the scarlet thread, that redemption of that scarlet thread brings in the church. So both revelations are true, but a more specific revelation is that the bride of Christ is really Rebecca, Mary of Magdala, Rahab, the scarlet thread. And when we have this understanding, because I personally have started studying the Song of Solomon, and Song of Solomon is very hard. And in my understanding, I'm realizing just in chapter 1 alone, I'm still struggling with much of chapter 1, that it's really about coming into maleness. And I just happened to find this photo, and there's some novelist out there that got that idea. That's exactly what we see on this cover. It's coming into maleness, and we see that in the Song of Solomon, verse 8, chapter 1, verse 8, where the narration changed. It says, "O you, fairest among women." So we're talking about a spiritual male and a spiritual female. So that's the kind of revelation that the elect are those who have ascended up into maleness, but the called are those who are gravitated to that light. Very amazing indeed. And of course, just to recap, the bride of Christ is really Rahab, is really Rebecca, Mary of Magdalene, those who are born into corruption by disposition and will be redeemed by the Father by might and power and amazing revelation. It's the afflicted daughter of Zion that brings in the hidden things of the church. And Mary of Magdala is really the multitude of the daughters of Zion. And Mary of Magdala, of course, represents a tower. And it's that tower that brings in the church that most people believe is just the bride of Christ. So that's the difference. It's really amazing. So, I just wanted to share that revelation, the difference between the called and the difference between the elect and the difference between the called. Quite amazing. I pray people can receive this. Thank you for tuning in. Allah bless you.